Look at that. We're back in Utah. It may not seem like we ever went home, but we did. And long enough to sort mail, harvest the garden, fix a few things on the van, and last but not least, remove a dead squirrel from under the deck. John the conquering hero. Here, I'll take that. And for our first day of travel, we caravanned with our friend Connie and neighbors who are brand new to RVing. Jim and Carrie are the newbies of newbies. And for those of you thinking about hitting the road, they have much to teach you. But before we get there, let's hit the road. We haven't even gotten to the end of the street. Carrie forgot her sunglasses. So we've stopped in Barstow, and so Connie could get gas. And I don't think they knew anything about the diesel emission fluid that these rigs use, so John has gone up there to look at his dashboard to see if he needs some. We're actually pretty lucky. It's only 80 degrees out here, and it looks like in Fremont it's only going to get up to the 70s. It's quite a bit higher than St. George. What's the scoop?
Can't find his keys.
Oh no.
I'm sure they're around somewhere.
Whoa! That is amazing. Wow. That is amazing. Gosh. We've stopped in Jean, Nevada to fill up and make ourselves some lunch, but the smoke smell here is really bad. For those of you who have asked how much the bicycles bounce when they're on the rear of the van, here you go. It was a rocky start for our friends. They had only taken ownership of this 2016 Roadtrek 2 weeks before departing for a trip to Yellowstone. From the day I met this van, I was pretty sure it at least needed new batteries. Carrie was very lucky to find a good technician nearby who was able to squeeze them in the day before they were supposed to leave. $5,000 later, it wasn't just the batteries that were bad, but an alternator that was probably the culprit, charging their batteries at too high a voltage and causing some scary damage. Carrie had to pull an all-nighter and pull everything together, and that is why the hull of their rig was filled with their gear. She sorted and stowed as they drove. I was glad we were there to help them that first day, to figure out how to turn on the gas, the heater, the inverter, the hot water, the water pump, and even figure out why a chime wouldn't turn off. We camped together along Clear Creek Road that night. Some of you guys like to know what we eat, and so it's nothing glamorous. Like today we drove 500 miles, and so I wanted something super easy. We are dispersed camping next to a road that's very quiet, and there's a nice stream right here. But I just opened a can of Progresso lentil soup. I threw in some spinach that I had left over that I brought from home, and a bag of the rice, the frozen rice that you get at Trader Joe's and you just microwave it. Instead of microwaving, I just throw in with the soup, and that heats it up, and then we'll throw some Parmesan cheese on it, and that's going to be our dinner. And in the morning, we said goodbye. And we were very grateful to our friend Connie, who would be guiding them on the next leg of their journey. We're in Fish Lake National Forest, right along Clear Creek, which is an old Indian route that goes down to Highway 70. And it was just a fabulous place to camp last night. We slept really well. So we're here at Home Depot getting a couple things, and we saw the Halloween stuff and thought, well, maybe we need to decorate the van. So what do you guys think? We go with this? We could put him on the dash, or we could hang this from the rearview mirror.
That's a real sweetheart.
It kind of matches my mask. I don't know, you'll have to wait and see. What we got at Home Depot was this weather stripping, and I cut it and stuffed it in the gap here that I had from our refrigerator install, and that it's just being held in with tension. And then I also stuffed a couple of strips down below, down here, to cover up that gap. So I think we're good to go. Then we were off to the Fremont Indian State Park Visitor Center and 2 nights at the Stowe Campground. We thoroughly enjoyed our hikes and bike rides, discovering petroglyphs and pictographs around every corner. I've got a great hack for you. I saw this on some channel, I don't remember what it was, but I've been wanting a monopod, but I don't want to carry something. So I was looking at monopod that are on the ends of walking sticks, but I didn't want to buy a new pair of walking sticks. So what you do is you take your camera or your phone and take a rubber band. And I didn't want to use a rubber band because I was afraid it might break. So I made one out of elastic. You wrap it around here and then around here. And now you've got yourself a monopod. So I can get as high as I want. I can make my stick really tall and have a nice stable surface for doing a pan, or even, holding it upside down to get low and come up. This has got a lot of great functions. I'm gonna try Court of Ceremonies. Yeah, just spotted our first petroglyph. Looks like a fish. I don't know, don't you think it looks like a fish?
It's like our Halloween fish.
Yeah, it does. It's our Halloween fish. John's nickname is Fish Boy. That's why we got the fish for the Halloween thing. What a great screensaver some of these would make. Wow, and look where they had to stand to do that. There are a bunch of ATV trails here in this park, but e-bikes and bicycles and pedestrians are not allowed on them. But the lady at the visitor center told us of one that's down off of 89 that we're going to check out later. And she said that bikes are allowed on the Centennial Trail. So keep that in mind. And there are lots of short, easy to reach petroglyphs and artifacts, things like that. The other great thing is you can still have room for your hands. And so this is great. Keep your camera out all the time. Let's go. We were all set up. We got into the Stowe campground. They have, I think, 7 hookup sites, 7 or 8, and we got one of them. And we are having lunch now. I'm making some grilled cheese with avocado from our tree at home and some dehydrated tomatoes that I dehydrated at home from our garden. These are cherry tomatoes, but they're so sweet. They're really good. What I do is I slice them, I sprinkle them with salt, put them in the dehydrator for about 17 to 20 hours, something like that. And they're great to add to different foods. And I don't carry lids for my fry pan, so I use one of these silicone things that you put on top of stuff in the microwave. And I use that on here to help melt the butter, and it can handle the higher temperatures. This one's yours.
Ooh, lovely.
You want to take a fork just in case?
Okay. You want me to take yours outside?
No, I'll grab it. Thanks. And we have new chairs. They take up less space. They were on sale at REI. Centennial Trail. Here we go.
Really good fish.
Yeah.
Here you go, girl.
Good shot. There he goes. What a snake that is. No idea if this is going to work.
What are you making?
Making nachos. Yes, we got a Blackstone.
For you, Owen, baby.
Yeah, thanks, Owen. Your fault. Okay, but I have something he doesn't have. Oh, that's really hot. That's really hot. What I have that he doesn't have.
Good looking husband?
Okay, I'm gonna put a little of this other cheese on there too. Pepper jack cheese. Down on low. Never tried this. I got this sucker.
No, tell us about that.
It's just a stainless steel bowl. But this I got from somebody called Griddle Master, and this is called a Handle It. And whoops. Basically it's a washer. It's a washer that you put inside, and then this is basically like a fishing magnet. And then you got a lid for your thing. And then I'm gonna see if I can kind of get something under there.
Now, to make room for the stainless steel bowl, did you get rid of a salad bowl?
Well, yeah, I took everything out and kind of redid everything. I got, so I'm using 2 stainless steel bowls. Trying that out.
Instead of one plastic bowl?
Yeah, the melamine or whatever that was.
Once again, thanks, Owen.
One of the reasons we did not, oh, it's sprinkling. Oh no. Oh no. One of the reasons we did not get this earlier is we didn't think it would fit in the back of the rig. Because the measurements, if you measure it and then you measure the back, it doesn't look like it'll fit, but actually it does. Hey, do what you gotta do, right? Open it around. I probably could put some more cheese on top, but
Don't let me stop you.
Jack, more, oh, starting to sprinkle. Okay, done enough for me. Turn that off. Okay. Oops. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, look at that. We love that crusty stuff. That's the best part. Don't want your men crusty, but you want your cheese crusty. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. the crispy cheese just really makes it. I'm not sure I'm going to do the happy dance. I think that's man stuff. But
there is woman's work and then there's man stuff. There's no doubt about it.
This is good. The next morning, we set off to find a place where I could practice flying the drone. Cool. Except for the graffiti. Probably Photoshop the graffiti away. This is the sheep shelter. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Oh. So, up there are the sheep. That is really cool. I can get close. Back to the visitor center for ice cream. John is hiding under the covers. One of our viewers from Germany, his YouTube name is Camp Mall, and he told me about a product some of you probably already know about. It's called an Omnia oven. And that's the one thing I miss in this rig, is not having an oven to bake or, anything similar to baking. Except, yes, the Instant Pot does some things okay. But this thing actually goes on the cooktop. And there are different inserts you can get. I got the muffin one, the muffin insert. And then there are silicone inserts that go into this pan. And this device sits on the cook part like that and acts as a kind of an air barrier from the direct heat, because you don't want direct heat. And then this one goes on top of that, and then your goods go in there, and then the lid goes on top and acts like an oven. Now, I tried this at home and I made several things, but then I was at Trader Joe's and I thought, I'm going to see if we can do cinnamon rolls. I'm going to see what happens anyway. These are really big, so we'll see what happens in the Omnia oven. So every time I cook in here, the smoke detector goes off. So I'm going to put a tip came from one of the viewers. Great tip. Now, I don't have one of those plastic hair things you put on when you're showering. I don't know if people use those anymore, but anyway, I have a plastic bag, so I'm going to put a plastic bag over the smoke detector with a rubber band around it. There we go. Hopefully that'll keep it from going off. I also bought the silicone insert that goes in these. You get two of them, and I'm actually going to leave two of them in there because I'm thinking maybe it'll give it a little bit more height, because things on the bottom tend to get a little bit overdone. And I put the things in there, and now we're going to light the stovetop. And I have opened the vent, so we have plenty of oxygen. And you might think you want it all the way down to the lowest flame, but actually it's you want it kind of in the middle. this on. Now we'll see what happens in about 20 minutes. Yes, we make the bed every day. I cooked it probably, oh gosh, probably 15 minutes longer, but it's starting from a cold oven. That's a winner. So a little bit more on the oven itself. The inserts do not come with it, and there's also apparently some kind of like a rack thing that goes in there. I was not able to find it on the Amazon site, so I'll probably get it later. I did order the silicone. I did not know it came as two, which is good because then you can have one for sweet and one for savory, because silicone sometimes has a tendency to absorb flavors. And I used both of them in this, so because I thought it would give a little bit more distance from the heat and keep the bottom from getting too brown. So that's that insert. And I did try a recipe at home with this muffin thing, and it worked great. So I will be making some muffins later in another video. And then it just, it comes with the bottom pan, this one, and they all nest pretty well in there, like that. And the lid, actually the lid stores upside down, and it comes in this nice carry bag. So thank you, Camp Mall, for recommending this oven. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. Look at that. I only shared a fraction of the rock art we saw and great bike rides we took. If you're coming this way, book ahead and plan to stay 2 nights. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
My essential problem is I don't know when she wants me to video and when she wants me to leave her alone, so I get stuck in the middle, and sometimes I don't do neither, and sometimes I do too much of both.